What if I told you that every piece of copy that converts has one thing in common? And it's not the headline, it's not the offer, it's not even the price. It's this intention and obstacle. Hi, I'm Amanda from Cashflow Copy, and today I'm going to teach you the exact storytelling framework that you can use to make your copy irresistible. Aaron Sorkin, the genius behind The Social Network and West Wing, said he could teach storytelling in 5 seconds. You ready? Here it is. Every story needs intention and obstacle. Harry Potter wants to live, and Voldemort wants to kill him. Your client wants more sales, and they don't know how to write copy. That actually converts. At any moment in your copy, you should be able to tell exactly what your customer wants and what's standing in their way. It's really that simple. Why low stakes stories win. This doesn't have to be a life or death situation. The best stories use low stakes moments that feel huge to the person experiencing them. So think about Sydney Sweeney, who's become a cultural icon not just because of her acting chops, but because her relatability and raw authenticity in interviews. I mean, she's a household name at this point. People want to connect with her not only on screen, but also in real life, where she comes across super grounded and real in a world full of curated perfection. So, what's standing in her way or the audience's way? The pressure to live up to unattainable beauty standards and Instagram perfection. Great. Now, tie in your copy. Your customer wants authenticity and confidence in the world that feels often too filtered or too perfect, but they're constantly being bombarded with too good to be true solutions. This is where you're going sideways. You're the Sydney Sweeney of your industry, offering the real deal amidst a bunch of too good to be true offers. Your copy connects with their desire for genuineness, showing that your offer doesn't promise perfection, it promises authentic results that match their true goals. Relatability and low stakes moments work because everyone's been there. So, high status copy could be, I'm the best copywriter in the world. And a low stakes, low status copy could be, I used to write emails that got 0.2% open rates. Which one makes you want to keep reading? The second one, right? Because people connect with struggle, not necessarily success. So lead with vulnerability and end with authority. Now, every great story and every great piece of copy has what's called a 5 second moment of absolute and total change. This is the exact moment where everything shifts. In Batman, he takes off his safety rope. In your copy, this is your moment the prospect decides to buy. Copywriters mess this up when they focus on just features and benefits and not the transformational moment. So, an example of bad copy is our course teaches you copywriting. Good copy would say, this is the moment Sarah realized she never have to beg for clients again because they started coming to her effortlessly. So, how do you do this? You got to find that exact moment your customer transforms from frustrated to being fulfilled. That's your story's climax. So identifying the climax, let's dig a little bit more into that. So make sure you're really leaning on the pain points. Reflect on what your customer is going through right before they make a purchase or take that action you want them to take. What are their biggest struggles, fears, or frustrations? Next, you really need to pinpoint the moment of realization. Think about the aha moment when they realize that they don't have to stay stuck where they're currently at. This is often the part where they see the possibility of change or improvement, whether it's from the product, service, or idea that you're offering them in the copy. Next is show the shift. In your story, the climax is when they go from feeling like they're spinning their wheels to realizing they've found the answer or solution to their problem. It's like that exact moment they feel a sense of relief or just empowerment. Make sense? Good. Everyone always obsesses over hooks, right? But there's actually something that matters more, and it's frames. A hook grabs attention for about 3 seconds. A frame makes your idea impossible to ignore for 3 minutes. So here's the difference in like action. With a weak hook, it's like, here are 5 copywriting tips, right? We've all heard that one before. This is an easy way to grab attention, but it doesn't create urgency or spark curiosity. It's just another tip post lost in the sea of similar content, which is boring. So a strong frame would sound like the copywriting mistake that's costing you 10K per month and how to fix it in 15 minutes, right? Same information, but framed in a different way that demands a longer term attention. The prospect isn't just interested, they're now thinking, wait, is this the mistake I'm making? I can fix it in 15 minutes. Sign me up. Same information, completely different impact. The reframe question you need to be asking is, before you write anything, how can I frame this so it feels like the exact solution my prospect has been desperately searching for? What the goal is here, and the secret every rich writer knows, is you're not writing to 100,000 people or even all your followers. You're writing to Alyssa in her bedroom at 11 p.m., scrolling through her phone, feeling stuck, if she's your ICA. The 3 emotions that make people share is LOL, make them laugh, WTF, shock or surprise them, or OMG, inspire or amaze them. You have to pick one emotion per piece of copy, just one, because mixed emotions create confused prospects, and confused prospects don't buy. Also, copy doesn't work when it makes really big claims without building credibility first. So the 1, 2, 3 rule of interestingness is what we're going to cover now. So tell me one interesting thing that's interesting, right? Tell me 2 interesting things. Those were interesting. Tell me 3 interesting things. You're interesting. Example, because that might have been kind of difficult to understand, is I increased my clients' email open rates by 23%. That's provable. Then I landed a 50K client from that same email. That's impressive. Now I'm booked solid for the next 6 months. That's transformational. You have earned the right to make big claims, and you have to build credibility in stairs, not gigantic leaps. Clear as mud? Okay. Here's what separates good copywriters from great ones. Great copywriters manage their state before they write. So we're going to get a tiny bit woo-woo. Physiology. So do jumping jacks, take a cold shower, dance. Focus. Ask, what's the one thing I want my reader to do? And then story. Tell yourself this copy will change someone's business. Here's a pro tip from poker champions. They change their state between hands to make better decisions. You should change your state between writing sessions. So never write copy in a flat or uninspired state, because your energy becomes their energy. It's called an energy transfer. If you're bored writing it, they're going to be bored reading it. Your energy becomes their energy through the screen, through the email, through whatever. You can double check this, and this is one of my favorite copy tests. You send a voice memo about this to your best friend and see if it sounds interesting. If you wouldn't excitedly tell your friend about what you're writing, why would strangers actually care? The filter questions are, am I actually excited about this? Would I text someone about this idea? Does this solve a real problem I've experienced? If the answer is no to any of these, don't write it. Boredom is highly contagious through copy, and excitement is too. And this one test will eliminate 90% of bad copy ideas before you even start writing. So let's move into a challenge that I have for you. And this is your challenge, your immediate homework. I want you to do this right now. Okay. So pick one piece of copy you've written, an email, a sales page, like literally anything, and apply the intention and obstacle test. Is it crystal clear what your prospect wants and what's stopping them? Next, find your 5-second moment of change. When exactly does your prospect transform? Most copy fails because it talks about transformation, right? Instead of showing the moment it happens. Stop telling people they'll get results. Show them the exact moment their life changes. That's where the secret sauce, the magic lives. You got to remember that story isn't just for content creators. It's the difference between copy that sells and copy that just sits in your drafts or in other people's spam folders forever. Every piece of winning copy has clear intention and obstacle, a transformation moment, the right emotional frame, earned credibility, personal vulnerability. The bottom line is features tell, but stories sell. Benefits convince, but transformation converts. If you've been struggling with copy that doesn't convert, it's probably because you're missing these story elements. So add them and watch your results dramatically change. And if this has opened your eyes to what's been missing in your copy, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments what's the biggest story mistake you've been making. I'm Amanda from Cash Flow Copy, and I help business owners write copy that actually converts. And I'll see you next week.